Experience makes you know what life is. Assalamualaikum and hi sir. So my personal experience, it is all started from the first day I stepped into UiTM Dungun for my diploma. Welcome to university life. When I first go to Jungun, that was my first time traveling with bus alone. To live without family nearby was like living my life in emptiness. I'm totally unready and unprepared since I'm never living apart from my family. It was really hard since I cried a lot all day, all night. Long story short, luckily after a few months, I found a friend who I can rely on to, where I can share everything, literally everything. Somehow, I feel excited and fun to live there as their slang is different than mine. Another experience of mine, which I can say it is quite dangerous at that moment. It happened during Ramadan month in 2017. I'm not familiar yet with Dungun that time. So when I first arrived Dungun from JB, which is my hometown, the bus dropped me off at the roadside instead of at the bus station. Oh, not to forget, that day was the terrible journey of my life. Also, along the way from JB to Dungun, the bus driver drives so recklessly that makes myself vomit twice. When I get off the bus, I haven't break my fast yet as I'm so scared and I can't think what to do. There were no cars on the road at the moment. I called my parents and dropped in my tears as that time there were no Grab or Myka yet or anything that I can hop into. So after I called my parents and all, they asked me to find a restaurant or anything to break my fast first. A few steps ahead, I saw a small restaurant, so I walked there and just sip a drink because I don't feel like eating. I was so scared and I asked the waitress whether there will be any taxi here or not. She said it is hard to find one here unless I walked a bit to the town. It was like a 20 minutes walk. I decided to just go and walk rather than just sitting there doing nothing. When I arrived there, I stopped at the DIY shop as there were a lot of people there and I feel a bit safe. I don't know what to do there. I was just standing and tried to call my friends whether they have arrived at UiTM or not. They said to call a van that can bring me back to UiTM. I've tried, but none of them picked it up. Maybe it is because it's still early in the breaking of the fast. This is the climax. Suddenly, a couple came to me. His wife seems pregnant that time. The husband approached me. He asked me where I wanted to go. I asked him and he told me that he can send me there. Without hesitation, I followed them. I don't know what I'm thinking at that time. I think I was desperate to go home so badly that I made such decision. But along the way, I shared my location with my friends just in case something happened to me. Not gonna lie, but I feel scared too at the time. I just think that the wife was pregnant, maybe she wouldn't do such things to me. And Alhamdulillah, they really sent me straight to UiTM. My parents scolded me for being too brave to follow a stranger so easily. But that time I have no choice but to follow them there. I will remember this experience for the rest of my life and learn from it. So my second experience that teaches me in life is when I joined a band club in UiTM. I make new friends there. We go through a lot, especially when we join the band competition on every year. I managed to join twice along my studies there. Band can be so stressful sometimes as there will be trainings on the weekend and also the weekdays. All I can say, if you can deal with band, you can deal with everything. Along the way, there were also breakdowns but Alhamdulillah, I managed to deal with it with myself without abandoning my studies. I somehow proud of myself because I can manage my time despite the busyness of the training on the weekend and also the weekdays. Not to mention the problems to deal with among my bandmates or the misunderstood as we face each other almost every day. If you ask me what is the best moment in band, I would say the feeling when you play your instrument with the correct notes according to the score, and also when you achieve the target. Now, it's time to tell my experience traveling overseas in the year 2019. I went there for a reason, where it is for my brother's graduation ceremony. He was a student in University of Adelaide in Australia. So our journey started when we first go to Singapore, as we board our plane in Changi Airport. We decided to board there as it is much cheaper than KLIA, but still we have to transit to KLIA first before going to Adelaide. That was my first time step into Changi Airport. It was so huge and beautiful, I would say, but I have limited time to make my rounds to other terminal. We arrived at Adelaide the next morning. We stayed there for a week. For the first day there, we just chilling around, walking to the city. The weather was so nice and cold. I really love staying there as I just love cold weather. There were a lot of halal food, so we were not worried about it. Along the way, I found a cool toilet that closed the door automatically when it is occupied. It is so cool, and they don't have it here in Malaysia. In Adelaide, I first experienced in using the tram to go anywhere, and I can say it is so convenient. I also went to the Glenelg beach, and I swear the scenery is so beautiful as we went there for the sunset. The next day was my brother's graduation day, so we spent a day with the ceremony and nowhere to go. We visited Koala Sanctuary the next day, and it was really fun to go there, watch the animals in front of your eyes. I experienced in carrying the koala in my hands. They were so cute. If there are more chances, I would love to go to Adelaide again. The city is somewhere you will love to go, where it is all peace there. That's all from me. Thank you and bye, sir.